Hey guys, Corey again. We are continuing through with Div Garg's presentation that he did, and I skipped a chunk in there, kind of technical, not too relevant to a lot of things. But agent-to-agent communication is an interesting one because with Air.AI, for instance, we are using multiple agents inside the agent that you configure. So you configure one agent, but it's really bringing a bunch of agents together. So here's a piece on agent-to-agent communication and multi-agent interfaces, or connections, connectivity. So Div Gargs.
Another core aspect when we think about agents, I will say, is agent-to-agent communication. And the idea here is like a single agent usually might not be enough for what you want to do. You might want to have like multiple agents. And there's a lot of advantages for doing that. The biggest one is there's a big parallelization unlock. Like if you have a single agent that's doing things, that might just be slow, it might take too much time, but if you can just take the task, break it down to small subtasks, then you can parallelize everything and have multiple agents going and doing that thing and like combining that together. You can also have like specialized agents. So it's possible you might have a Slack agent, you might have a spreadsheet agent, you might have a browsing agent. And it's possible, given a task, this can be routed to different agents. You can do like complex coordination, combine that together, and then like solve this whole thing for the user.
So one thing with AR, for instance, there is an agent that's actually managing the basic communication. There's also another agent that's working on transcribing, and I believe it's another agent that's summarizing the call. So multiple agents in play while the call is going on. At any given time, they've got a bunch of agents, and then they were injecting in Air 2.0 was going to have an agent that was injecting in the pause spaces, some utterances, things like that. And I think that's in place. Haven't verified that though.
And so multi-agent systems, I would say, are something that we are also very excited about. And this is another capability we are building right now. There's a lot of challenges to be solved. The biggest one, I will say, is agent-to-agent communication. Because what happens is like if you have these different agents that are running and are talking to each other over natural language, you will have like issues with communication because you might have miscommunication gaps. This also happens with humans. So if you're like a human organization, if it's possible for like there to be like a lot of like miscommunication issues between your manager and your employees and so on. And the same thing we have seen happens with agents, where you just need to have better ways, better protocols to enable this. And we've spent a lot of time actually thinking about this. So we built this sort of like a hierarchy of agents where you can have a big manager agent that's acting as an interface to interact with the user. And then you can have a bunch of worker agents that are running behind the scene and doing different tasks.
So in some of the other presentations that we've looked at, this has been kind of covered as in the realm of like a co-pilot operating system or an agent operating system. So you would have an operating system that is controlling a bunch of other agents. And I could see where, just that interface could be the operating system, or the manager there could be the operating system. But it's definitely going to be required to do something along those lines. Anyhow, let's keep watching.
So let me show a capability demo here. So this is using our APIs. And what we've done is we've spun up a manager agent that can go and spin up as many worker agents as it wants. So here it can go and spin up hundreds of worker agents. And we have given it a task, given this CSV with a bunch of names, go and send a LinkedIn Connect request to every person on that CSV. And so each browser is running its own worker agent. And
wow.
And so like this browser is going to find the LinkedIn profile of Gatsby. This one is going to find the LinkedIn profile of Eric, and so on. And there's like hundreds of these browser agents that are running and doing things. We're showing like what's happening here in like a head full display, but it's possible for everything to just happen in the background without you even having to like see anything.
Just imagine the ways that someone will use this to spam people. unbelievable. But I'm not just looking at the downside of it. It would save you an amazing amount of work to have these things there, and then be able to talk to them and program them in natural language. Very, very cool. Very cool.
And so something like this can be really powerful, because you can imagine I might have like some sort of like really complex business automation. I want to maybe like just schedule things, or I want to just like go interact with like hundreds of different websites. And then you can just go spin up like as many worker agents as you want, and then they will go and do the thing that you care about. And then like finally we can combine all that data, all the results back, and aggregate that.
And that's a reason to have a management agent, is to aggregate all the results back, because if you don't, you have no place to really aggregate that. There's got to be some central repository to bring the results back together. So big reason to have a management agent, or, we used to have multitaskers, things like that would manage the overall flow of something, but then dole the work out to a bunch of smaller tasks.
Cool. So I'll start ending the talk, and then we just go into a bunch of.
All right. Well, I think we'll end it there. That kind of covered the multi-agent and the agent swarms and some of the agent operating system concepts. So until next time.